Like it. We need a palate cleanser, Matt.
We do?
We need a palate cleanser. I think line 11, Kamal, I think I know who that is.
I think
I want to say this will be a good palate cleanser.
Hey, Kamal, what's up, man?
What's happening, brothers? What's happening? Matt, Drag, I must say, I am used to seeing you with your shirt off, but with that lab coat, brother, you are looking like a sexy beast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is this the same Kamal that's in my Discord?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought it was you. What's going on, man?
Man, same old suit, just reheated, brother. I'm sitting over here, quarantining and trying to stay safe. That's all. I hope everybody else is too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got to tell y'all something, Matt. It reminded me, what happened to me about a week ago reminded me of a show you did when you got your birthday card.
Yeah,
I'm sure you remember that
vividly. It was a year ago this week.
I got an invite to Facebook, and I didn't know who. I didn't know. I wasn't expecting nothing like that. But it was when I got to it. It was all my friends. It was some of my friends, not all of my friends, just a few that my family know, and some of my family, and they were trying their best to get me to come back to Jesus. This was their Facebook intervention. This is what they called it. And I'm on the Facebook, and and I got to say this to the guy who just called, fuck the Catholic Church, bro.
Amen.
I make sure I get
whether or not there's some truth behind their religion or anything else, fuck the Catholic Church, just entirely bankrupt that organization.
Exactly. And my family's Catholic, and so everybody. But the funny thing is, they had some friends of mine I got two friends that are Muslim. I got another friend that's Southern Baptist. He's like the Bible is just the absolute word, and they're all different, like all these different. But the thing they wanted me to do was just come back to Jesus. That was the whole point. Now I didn't know if I should get mad, and I'm home alone. I mean, going through a little depression, man. I had a few people that really looked out for me when I needed them, and I really appreciate it. They know who they are, and they helped me kind of get myself back up, because I was really in a dark place a few weeks back, man. I really was. And then I get this shit. I get everybody ganging up on me. So I'm just listening to everybody, and I got so angry. I was so fucking angry, and I had to calm down. Like I couldn't breathe almost. I was so angry. And then I thought about you, man. I thought about what you went through with the birthday card and that. And the way you handled it was the way you handled yourself, and the way you handled the whole situation it helped me, brother, because I went to the show and I watched it to calm down, sort of. But I'm still, right now, I'm shaking just talking about it, man. And that's how angry I was. And I haven't been able to speak to my therapist. She's been off, and it's really been rough, but I'm trying. I do have. Go ahead, brother.
No, I hear you, and I'm glad it was useful. It's one of the reasons why I decided to talk about it, and it's one of the most one of the clips that I hear the most about. I mean, people will constantly talk about how frustrating it was to be in similar situations and dealing with all this, because there was a public image of me that, like, oh, Matt doesn't have to deal with this sort of stuff. Yes, I actually do, and in some cases, much more of it.
And I watch Drag a lot too, man. Like he keeps me laughing first thing in the morning. Get your ass up. I appreciate that, brother. So he helps me. He's helped me a lot without knowing it. Himself, just watching his show and laugh, and being able to laugh first thing in the morning, because sometimes I can't sleep. I haven't been sleeping well.
That makes two of them.
Yeah. So.
I was asleep. I was awake still at 7 o'clock this morning. And in the past week, I've slept like 2 hours here, 4 hours here, 2 hours here. I feel you, man.
Yeah. And I don't,
I do those.
I'm kind of like,
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm a little lost, but I was calling for some advice. I know you're not doctors and all that shit, man, but I do admire you a lot, Matt. I admire you too, Drag, and what you're doing with your, with school and that's I think is great, brother. And I can't wait to see you graduate and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you're gonna show it, and I can't wait to see it. But
yeah, I mean, I'll let people know so people want to come down, and because we're going to have a celebration. But what the scenario that you've put forth, this family intervention, I've somewhat gone through that in spurts. Very early on, when I first I was more vocal on social media about me being a non-believer, I would get little messages here, Skype or Facebook, and an uncle who was concerned that I might be falling away from the faith. And I was like, no, I've already fallen away. It's been some time now. And, all this God-hating stuff that I'm putting up there, I can't hate something I don't believe in. But, here, let me explain to you. And I took my time to explain to him the issues that I have and sort of my rough sort of epistemological framework for what it was worth. And all that effort I put in was all for naught. Oh, I love you, nephew. If you ever need me, call me. But I got to block you. Boop. And so that was it. And that's kind of how my family interacts with people they disagree with. And I actually linked this Atheist Experience in a family Facebook group, by the way. I want them to try me, right? Get to a point where if they feel so strongly in their faith, they're so goddamn smart and they're so certain, they need to be able to come to you with their best to see if they can really bring you back to the fold. Because I'm at the point now where a lot of them won't even interact with me because I've heard everything that they've had to say.
It's like the Catholic who calls in with Pascal's wager.
Yeah, like it's just, it becomes run the mill. Like they repeat the same fallacious arguments over and over again. The anger will dissipate. Exactly. But yeah, like your anger will dissipate. I can promise you when you realize that they're not in control of their own minds. And as demeaning as that is, it's true. They, in a sense, and this is not all theists, my family members that sound like yours will give their brains over to whoever's in that pulpit and they'll just repeat whatever they heard. And so it's easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. So I would say if while we're doing this COVID and chill and we're all, disconnected but connected, take some time to go back and review that conversation at your leisure, right? But then dissect it, make it your bitch, because the second that you get a hold of these conversations, you gain a leg up over anybody who presents anything to you, damn near.
And that's why I watch, that's why I watch you a lot, Drag, when you do your reviews of certain, G-Man. I love that shit. It just blows my mind. It's just hilarious. And I want to get to that point. The last time I talked to Matt, I was trying to tell, I thought that I was at that point. I thought I was at a point where I could handle it. Because I actually had a conversation with a guy at the bus station when I was coming back home from Detroit. I thought I was okay, but it's kind of hard. And I want to get to where you are, brother. Like you said, I want to be able to argue the points and tell them, bring it on. If you now I can say shit like, well, you tell me that a man died and came back after 3 days. Explain that to me. You tell me that there was a talking snake. You tell me that two people, created everybody in the world. And I can argue those, but sometimes it gets deeper, and I don't know. I've read the Bible, but I can't repeat it verbatim, but I do know some of a lot of the things that they talk about, and it doesn't, shit just don't make sense to me. So I don't believe, and they can kiss my ass if they don't, because I'm not coming back. I'm not. And until you can show, if God came to me right now and say, hey, Kamal, I'm here, I would still be like, okay, you got some shit to answer for.
Exactly. That's the thing that a lot of people overlook. And I'm going to try and I'm going to let you go, Kamal, because we got tons of stuff and we've got like 25 minutes left in the show, but I'm going to try and sum this up with the thought that I was having. People fail to realize, and what would the world look like if the God they believed in actually existed? If there was a loving, wise God who genuinely cared about me? Why on earth would I ever have to hear somebody's personal testimony, or somebody making excuses for the Catholic Church, or somebody using Pascal's wager, or somebody using one of a dozen flawed arguments? Why would any of that ever be necessary if, in fact, there was a loving God who genuinely cared about me? Why am I not deserving of a Damascus Road experience? Why does this God supposedly play favorites? None of the world makes sense in the light of a God actually existing. But all of the world makes sense in the light of people afraid of dying, afraid of being alone, afraid of the unknown, banding together to prop up ideas that allow them to hide their discomfort. The world makes perfect sense under that model.
Right. Hey, brother, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go back and watch this later on and you know, think about it a lot. But I really appreciate your time, brothers. Y'all know, Matt, you know, you my hero, bro. I just being honest about it. You are, man. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be. You know, I didn't have the courage a long time ago to even talk about those kinds of things, and you helped me do that. I know I tell you that all the time, brother, but it is
I
what it is.
appreciate it. And really when all this is over, I mean, you take care of yourself, and when all this is over, let's get you down to Austin to hang out, maybe for Faithless Forum if we're clear by then. All right, buddy.
All right, I'll talk to y'all soon.
I'll be on Discord later, man.
Thanks for dropping by.